Hello everyone, it's Patti Behan, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this cute pirate party birthday set. First we have an invitation here, and then we have a cupcake decoration, a place card, and then a goodie bag. Okay, to begin, I'm going to make the party invitation. And I have a piece of Dina Wakley Media craft cardstock cut to 4 inches by 4 inches, a piece of red cardstock cut 10 inches long by 5 inches wide, and I folded it in half. And then a piece of black cardstock cut to 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, and Simon Hurley Create White cardstock cut 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then I use the digital die cuts that match the stamp set to cut out the boy pirate from black cardstock. So to begin, I'm going to stamp the front of the invitation, and I'm going to use this treasure map stamp from the stamp set and apply it to an acrylic block. And then I will ink up the stamp with some Ranger Jet Black archival ink. And I want to make sure I ink up the stamp really well and then stamp that directly on the center of that piece of craft cardstock. And then once you do that, the next step is to get the Ahoy Matey sentiment from the stamp set, put that on another acrylic block. This is a Letter It acrylic block, and I'm using Simon Hurley Create Dye ink in Bee Sting. And then I'm just going to stamp that over to the left, just like so. And then now we're going to put this aside and get our inside of the invitation. And we're going to stamp that using the Letter It invitation stamp set. And I put all of these stamps on an acrylic block so that I can easily stamp multiples of these. And I'll ink it up with some jet black archival ink. And stamp this also so that it fits right on the center, just like so. And now you're ready to stamp multiples of that, and then you can fill it in later. And then just to add a little interest, I'm using this compass stamp and the Bee Sting ink again, and just putting that in the corner like so. And it looks like I stamped it sideways, but when you do it, make sure you stamp it the right way. Bound to happen, but that's okay. Alright, so now we're going to stamp our little pirate guy here, and I'm grabbing a piece of scrap paper and some Emboss It clear ink and some Ranger white embossing powder. And before I ink the image, I'm using our anti-static pouch so that the embossing powder won't stick in the places I don't want it to. And I'm grabbing the boy pirate stamp, and I'm going to place it on an acrylic block, and then I'll ink it up with the Ranger Emboss It clear embossing ink. And if you're having a girl party, you can use the girl pirate instead of the boy. And I'll just line this up and stamp it down. And if you don't have the die cuts, you could just do this on a piece of black cardstock and then just fussy cut it. But having the die cuts make it easier. Okay, now I'm going to sprinkle the embossing powder over top and then remove the excess like so. And then we'll put the excess back into the jar, and we'll emboss it with the heat tool until the powder melts. And then once that's done, we're going to set that aside to cool, and then we're going to put everything together. So I'm going to layer the pieces with the craft on top of the black, and I'm using some double-sided adhesive tape, and I'll just put a couple pieces to tack it down and also put it on all the other pieces, and then I'll just evenly put those in the middle, and then for the inside I'll put that in there as well. And then our pirate goes off to the right, just like that. So now we're going to make our goodie bag, and I'm using the treasure chest stamp, and I die cut the treasure chest, and I'll ink that up with jet black archival. And I have a piece of stark white cardstock cut to 2 by 3 inches, and I stamped the thanks salute in the bee sting, and then I'm using just a pair of pinking shears to just make a fancy edge at the bottom. And then I want to attach a ribbon to the top of this, so I need to punch some holes in the top, and I have just a slot punch here, and I'll make 2 punches, and I want to do this in the center about 1/8 of an inch apart from each other. And you do want to try to get them even, but as you can see, I didn't really do a good job of that, but it'll still work because I'm going to insert both ends of the ribbon through the holes and tie a knot, so you really won't notice that it wasn't perfectly straight. So I'll just quickly tie 2 knots just to give it a little more of a fun look. And now I have my goodie bag here. I fold this over after you fill it up with your treats, and I'll staple it to close it, and then I'm going to adhere the tag onto the bag using double-sided tape, just like that. And now you have your goodie bag. So next up is our little place card, and I have here a piece of Dina Wakley Media Craft cardstock cut to 3.5 by 3 1/4 and folded in half, and then I just have a scrap of the stark white cardstock, and here I have a girl pirate because this is for a girl's place card, and then I have the saying yo ho, and I'll stamp that in jet black archival onto the white cardstock, and then I'll just trim it close to the edge, and then use some double-sided adhesive to adhere it. And I'll place it like towards the upper left. And next we're going to glue down the pirate girl, and I'm using a Letter It fine liner pen in red to write the name, and this will be for Jennifer, so I'm just going to go ahead and write it out. And if you have a boy guest, you would use the boy pirate and then just write their name as well. And I'm just going over this a couple times to make it stand out. So now we have our little place card, and on to the next. And this is, I think, my favorite piece of the set. This is a cupcake decoration using the pirate ship and the skull, and I cut out 3 die cuts in craft red and white using jet black archival to stamp. I'll stamp the boat on each piece and re-inking the stamp in between, and then I'll stamp the skull onto the white flag, and I'm just going to layer these now. And first I'm going to trim the flag off of the red bolt, and I'm going just slightly outside the black line so that you can still see it, and make sure you get the inside here as well. And then that's going to be adhered there, and here I just need the little flag. And again, if you don't have the die cuts, you could just stamp this on the white craft and red cardstock and fussy cut out all the pieces. But if you're making multiples of these, the digital die cuts will surely come in handy. Digital die cuts are available for purchase separately for all of Simon Hurley's photopolymer stamp sets so that you can cut out the outlines of your stamps on your digital die cutting machine. Okay, so now I'm going to glue all these pieces down with double-sided tape, and I have a toothpick here, and the same, I'm using the double-sided tape to adhere it, and I'm going to take another boat in craft so that I clean up the edge there, and now we have our cupcake decoration, just like so. And now you can see all the finished pieces in use. I love how this turned out, and you could change the colors around if you like, and I'm sure you could come up with some other decorations because this stamp set is so versatile and it's just so cute. So if you'd like to give this project a try, there's a link to the full supply list in the description box below. And for more crafty videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.